Welcome to the Women's Sanctuary, the podcast about tending the soul of women, sisterhood, and the rise of the sacred feminine. I'm your host, Arlia Hoffman. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is Arlia, and this is the Women's Sanctuary podcast. It is June 28th, and it's the new moon, June 28th, 2022, and the new moon is tonight. And I'm definitely feeling it. I'm feeling a bit more optimism, a bit more spaciousness, and the ability to really focus on where I'm headed and what my heart's desires are and how I can bring those into being. So I just offer that to you anytime. You can do that anytime, but particularly around a new moon, it's very helpful. And this one's particularly powerful. And useful considering the chaos of our political and societal system and the anger and the rage. It's really helpful to kind of refocus that energy, that fuel, that fire into something productive. Like, what are you what are you inspired to do with that energy? It's not helpful to stay in the rage too long. It's really useful to transmute that energy, that really raw, powerful energy, into something helpful for yourself, for others. So I offer that. I have small examples of that. There are plenty of times I will get I have a very present example of that, of transmuting anger. I hit a wall last week about the state of the house, and I spent about 3 hours cleaning, and I use that anger as fuel. Actually, often that's how the house gets clean. It's that anger of like, I will not tolerate this any longer. And magical things happen when you hit that wall. And that's sort of where I want to take today's podcast. I shared last November, I can't believe it's been 6 months ago since I talked about it, about my health journey. And that's continuing. I'm feeling great. I feel strong. I feel good about my habits. And I feel like I'm really aligned with my body and my mind, and all of that feels good. And we're going to continue talking about, I'm going to continue expanding on that with my guests in the near future. So I'm excited about that. Today, I want to talk about how you get to that point. How do you get to the point of this energy of, I'm fed up, I've had enough, something needs to change, whether that's external or internal. When you are standing in that much power, something will be required of you to use it. My teacher used to say, what are you willing to give up to stand in your power? And what does that mean? That means to fully stand in all that you are. Something has to fall away. The writer Carol Phillips said, it's not how much you want it, it's what you are prepared to give up. It's not how much you want it, it's what you are prepared to give up. For me personally, I wanted to be healthy. I wanted my body to work properly. I wanted my digestive system to work properly. I wanted to have energy. I wanted to feel good. I wanted to be able to think clearly. And at times, none of those things were happening. And I have been, I think as I shared, I've been eating what I would consider sort of cleanly for 15 years. and nothing was changing. Not a lot was changing. A little bit had stabilized, but I still experienced body aches, fatigue, brain fog, digestive issues. And I kept thinking, if I can just get my diet right, everything will be fixed, which isn't exactly true, but it was close. It was close to the truth. I reached a point last year where I had had enough. I hit a wall. And when you do that, something shifts. It's suddenly you are fully present with that desire and you are ready. You come to this point where you're ready. And when you are that ready, fully here, full of power, whether that be determination, anger, rage, love, devotion, it's all a fullness of power. And in that moment, it demands something of you. It demands you make a choice. For me, at that moment, it was, I don't care what anybody else says. I want to figure this out. And I know what I need to do to figure it out. And I took that step. And it changed everything. What was I willing to give up? I was willing to give up other people's opinions and expectations. And that was just the beginning. My determination and commitment to that step meant that I was leaving the culture behind. I have left behind, as much as is within my power, every cultural attachment to food. And believe me, we have a lot of them, right? Regardless of what culture you were raised in, food represents your culture. It connects you to your memories. It connects your body. Your body is attuned to the way you eat and the foods you source around you. It's all connected to your spiritual, mental, physical well-being, your place in the world, your relationships. It's all connected. So to shift completely the way you eat is huge. So it wasn't like I moved to a different culture and suddenly was eating differently in that sense. I still had all the same food sources available to me. All the fast food. I have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, probably 10 fast food places within half a mile of me. I don't eat at any of them. There's one I might stop occasionally for a salad. That's just the choice I made. But that choice was I was going to completely separate myself from what the culture tells me I should be eating and I want to be eating. I'm going to do a post soon on just potatoes. Just think about the cultural association for potatoes right now. Mashed potatoes, French fries, waffle fries. Well, I just get stuck at French fries because they're so good. But I don't eat potatoes anymore. And that's one of the harder things, right? They are so good. They're so yummy and they're good for you in the right forms. So, and a French fry is just one of the most delicious things on the planet. But my body doesn't want them, so I don't eat them. It's not how much you want it. It's what you are prepared to give up. And it's knowing what you want. What are you willing to do to stand in who you are, who you know yourself to be, and who you want to be? Carolyn May says choice is the highest form of creation. To finally, at last, choose what is most important to you and allow that choice to guide you in what to give up. It's incredible. That's an incredible piece of power. That is standing in your power. What are you willing to give up? You don't have to give up potatoes. That was just me. Maybe you have to give up a particular relationship that drags you down. Maybe you have to give up your addiction to Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or LinkedIn or the weight, the very heavy, heavy weight of others' opinions. I'm not here to tell you how to eat. I'm not here to tell you what to watch or listen to. I'm here to say, listen to your body. Listen to your soul's longings. Listen to your heart. The other thing I'm going to speak on soon is your body is not the enemy. Your mind is not the enemy. Their one goal is to be in integrity with themselves and to keep you alive as long as you're alive, to keep you together. So getting what you want in your heart of hearts is first knowing what that is, and then being willing to give up what does not align with that. I don't regret it, friends. I don't regret any decision in the last year. Not the times I, quote, cheated, quote, unquote, on my diet. I enjoy everything I eat. And some of the things I eat remind me that that's not what my body wants. And so I come back to what makes me feel good, what aligns me with my inner wisdom, my highest inner intelligence. And what am I willing to give up to be in alignment with myself? Who are you? What aligns you to yourself? What behaviors, what lifestyle, what choices, what foods, what people, what activities help you be you? And what are you willing to give up to be all of yourself? I would venture to say you never regret the choices you make to be yourself. I'm so glad you're here. Please stay tuned. I look forward to bringing you a couple of guests as we focus more on physical, mental, and spiritual well-being. If you like these podcasts, please like and share and review. Leave me comments. Leave me questions if you have some. And as always, I'm Arlia Hoffman, and this has been the Women's Sanctuary. We'll see you next time.